Hey everybody, welcome back to my studio and welcome back to my channel. In a video earlier this week, I talked about auto exposure bracketing and exposure compensation. And I'm going to do a video today of a test that you can do at home to try these two features out. Now, again, there are other ways of taking these pictures, but I'm talking about these two ways because they're included with your camera and they're something that you can try and you can see how it works for you. So I've set it up today, pretty simple setup. I have a salt lamp sitting here on my desk. You can use a regular light bulb. So if you have a light fixture like this, you can use that as well. And all you need is your camera. Set it to about 1600 ISO, depending upon the brightness or the darkness of the room. Set it on program mode and take some pictures of whatever you're going to take pictures of. Now, I'm going to do both. I'm going to take a picture of the light up there, and I'm going to take a picture of my salt lamp. So first of all, the salt lamp. Now I'm using a 10 to 20 millimeter lens. I'm using it at 20 millimeters. So I'm including a little bit of the surrounding, and I took my picture. Now if I look at the picture, it's a little bit overexposed. It's a little bit bright for the salt lamp. Let's take a picture of this lamp as well. And if I look at that, it's a little bit on the bright side. So what can you do to make it look better? Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. The simplest way is to go in to your exposure compensation and just turn it down a little bit. In this case, I've turned it down to one stop below zero. So it's underexposing by one stop. And I'm going to take the same picture. I'm shooting two just so that I make sure I get one. And I'm going to take a picture here. Now, does it look better? Yes, it doesn't look as blown out, but let's go a little bit more. Let's go 2 stops down. Set at 2 stops, do the same picture. Now I'll do the same picture up here. Now, instead of it being as blown out as it was in the first one, I'm starting to see detail where it is bright, where it is blown out in the previous ones. But let's do it one more. Let's go 3 stops below. This is dramatic. This is a lot down. So that's 3 stops below. And that's 3 stops below. What that does is it darkens up your picture. In the video before, and there's a link down below in the description, I talked about how I would use this if with a groom coming down a ski slope, or how I use this when I'm photographing waterfowl or even bears or many other things, flowers, and how I will underexpose for that. You can also overexpose. Honestly, in most of the photography that I do, I find that I'm underexposing to get the proper exposure. Now, if you want to try this at home, you can use a light. Works perfectly. Another great thing you can do is if you have a window and it's a bright sunny day outside, move back far enough in the room so that you're not just getting the window, but you're getting the wall around the window. Take a picture of that, set at 0, so no exposure compensation in your camera. Take some pictures and see if you can see the outside in detail or if you can see the inside in detail. Now, if the outside's blown out, if it's really bright, try underexposing. You'll notice that the outside will become darker and you'll see more details. If it's the inside you want to see and the inside's too dark, try overexposing. So go up on the scale. And you will notice that when you do that, things will look brighter inside. Now the outside will be blown out, but you're getting a better picture for the inside. Now, what about auto exposure bracketing? Well, you can do that as well. So we're going to go in here. We're going to, first of all, set it back to 0. So our exposure compensation is at 0. We're then going to go in to the menu and we're going to find auto exposure compensation. And we're going to have it so that it will expose a 1.5 stops over and a 1.5 stops under every time we take a picture. Now, in this subject I told you about before, the window, this will look really cool because you'll get a picture where the window's a little blown out and the inside's a little bit dark. When you try this one with the bracketing, you're going to get one like that. You're going to get one where the outside is much darker and one where the inside is much brighter. Now, it's going to change the other parts of the picture as well. So in this case, let's take a picture of my little light here. Now you have to take 3 when you're doing this. So you get the underexposed, you get the normal, and you get the overexposed. Same with this one. 1, 2, 3. And there they are there. Now, why would I use auto exposure bracketing? Again, the window. Perfect example. If you're using a tripod, this works out really well if you're going to do work afterwards. And on a lot of situations like this, what I'll do is I'll set up a tripod shot for a situation like this. I'll take my 3 exposures, my under, my normal, my over. I'll then go in afterwards in a photo editing program. I use Photoshop, and I'll put the pictures together, and then I'll erase the parts of the picture that I don't want. So when I take a picture of the outside, I don't want the bright one, I don't want the normal one, I want the dark one for the outside. For the inside, I'll take the one where it's lighter, and I'll just take the inside. And then I will move it where I want it. I'll expose the parts that I want in my photo program, and I'll get a perfectly exposed picture for the outside and a perfectly exposed picture for the inside. Now, I know some comments are going to come up, well, that looks phony when you do that. Yeah, it really can. You don't want to do it in too many pictures like that because it does look phony. If you have a picture of the sun, a picture of the moon, and a waterfall, and they all are perfectly exposed because you did that same thing, you expose for the sun, you expose for the moon, you expose for the waterfall, you put them together, you erase the stuff, it can look pretty phony. Some things just don't work doing this, but it does work really well in many situations. So that's something, again, that you can try at home. So I hope that you liked the previous video talking about this, and I hope that you'll actually try this out. It's fun to try. Go outside in your backyard, photograph different things, photograph a rock, photograph the snow, whatever it is around your backyard. Go out and photograph birds or whatever, and try these different functions. Get used to them. The more you use them, the more that you'll be able to use them when you need them. So until next time, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon, and get out there and take some amazing pictures. Bye-bye now.